My name is Danielle McCalla. I'm a career placement officer for the Community College of Rhode Island for the Career Services Department. Today I'm joined by Laura, our employer partner. Her name's Laura Stiles. And Laura, please feel free to introduce yourself and your position.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for having me. I'm very excited and very excited for some great opportunities that can come from working with you guys. But my name is Laura Stiles. I am the program director here at the Westwood YMCA, which is in Coventry, Rhode Island. We are a part of the YMCA of Pawtucket. So my branch here is specifically in Coventry, but we are a part of, a larger association that has multiple branches throughout the state. So
Perfect. Thanks, Laura. And Laura, I
yeah,
know you also mentioned that there were those branches that you had mentioned that are all encompassing. You all support each other. Could you name some of those branches, please?
yeah, certainly. So we have a branch that is in Woonsocket. We have another branch, our McCall branch that is in Lincoln. And then we also have our family wide that's based in Pawtucket. We also have a couple childcare centers, our Heritage Park location, and then also Four Corners. And then those are specifically for childcare.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a lot of people that you support in terms of students as well as staff members. So a lot of
Yeah,
opportunity.
definitely. Yeah, there is. There's probably a lot more than some people realize. So I'm sure we'll get to that.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. And also just to capture some insight in working at the Y, for you or in general, what would be a typical day? And I'm sure there's probably no typical day at the Y. Things are always different. And also, if you can speak on the work culture, that would be extremely helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So I think you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, no day is kind of typical, but I think for me that's something that I really enjoy. Is in my role, in my position specifically, is that you kind of never know what might happen. There are some days that kind of get out of control a little bit with things that come up, but specifically at our branch and our location, we are mostly outdoors. So my role specifically is at this time of the year designed for to manage our school age childcare locations that are held locally in schools. And then that role kind of differs greatly in the summer where I oversee our large summer camp. But that's just it is that I really enjoy that aspect of my role where I have a couple different times of the year where things get a little hectic, but I feel really grateful that I get to work with some amazing people. And I think, to comment on the culture that we have in general at the Y, but then also specifically here at our location is, I would say it's kind of like passion and performance. We have all of our staff are really passionate about what they do and serving the communities that we're a part of. And then they bring that passion every day to them. And then our members see that. So even at all of our branches, I think a lot of our members see that from our front desk staff when they get greeted, to the childcare staff, to signing kids up and having them take part in swim lessons. All of the staff that we have are really dedicated, passionate people. And then that comes through in the performance that, they bring every day and to the people that we serve in our communities.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate
No,
that. And being a former member of the Y, it's definitely a family environment. And even from the outside looking in, like you said, the people that come in, they love that aspect of what is the Y, and they can feel your passion through your work. So thank you for referencing that as well. And Laura, what? Oops, sorry, my
yeah,
screen
thank you.
froze for a moment. Um, and also, what had inspired you to want to work specifically at the YMCA? What brought you through the doors?
Yeah, so my my path to get here was a little convoluted, but the road to success can always kind of be windy sometimes. So I had years ago had worked for a boys and girls club. I really enjoyed that work. And then I had gone back to grad school. I had gotten a master's degree in business with a concentration in athletic administration, and kind of thought that I might want to do something in an athletic field of sorts, and had kind of job top a little bit, but had found the position that I have now just online. And I had known for a while that I might enjoy working at a YMCA, that they're kind of known for hiring within, which something to me was that was important, and something that I really liked. I believe firmly in that, you believe in your people that show you what they can do, and to have that opportunity is really kind of special. So I kind of found this role by happenstance, but it's been career wise the best thing that has ever happened to me. I get to work with a lot of really great people. There are so many great opportunities
Mhm.
within the YMCA. I think a lot of times people don't realize that we're an international organization, and we have so many different locations that value the different skill sets that people are able to acquire while working at the Y. And then that can serve you through your career. The YMCA does a really great job at training people for different roles that might not necessarily thought that they would get there, but because they've shown something in to the people that they work with, the Y is able to find different opportunities for them to succeed. So that just between the training that's offered and that hiring within, it's something that I think is really special with the Y.
That's awesome. Thank you for touching on hiring within the Y. It's good to know that you
Yeah,
promote from within. That's something that a lot of people look for in a company and or an organization. So thank you for mentioning that
certainly.
as well. And did you say
Mhm.
you started off in your role or you've kind of advanced throughout?
Yeah, so I 3 years ago, my role was it was a created position.
Hmm.
It was something before that was part-time. Our association felt like they needed someone that was a little more dedicated to that position.
Hmm.
And so that was how this role was created. I just happened to find it and be the one that was chosen,
Yeah.
with some of the experience that I had. But again, like it's one of those that it's been a great experience for me, and I've had people that have believed in me, and this role has been able to develop with me a little bit too. So that's one of the things about our association and where I am in particular. There's certainly a lot of opportunities. Marketing is something that I have an interest in, and I've been able to kind of follow that because I have a passion in it, and kind of make that a part of my role. Not
Hmm.
that that was something that was there ahead of time. So the role has really developed differently because of me and my own personality and the things that I have strengths in as well.
That's awesome. Thank you for giving that insight. Because as you know, these days with technology in general, you do have to be flexible or roles change. And
Exactly.
that's good
Yeah.
that you have the opportunity at the Y to be able to utilize your strengths to be able to do
Yeah.
well within and thrive within your position. And
Yeah,
Laura, you had
definitely.
mentioned too that it hasn't been a linear path to, determine a degree or even a career endeavor.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yep.
times students have to start somewhere, give it a try and see, where you end up. Still have goals, of course, for what you want to do and where you want to go. But you never
Exactly.
know. You got to keep an open mind. And in
Yep.
your opinion, also, would you say that all students of all majors, this may be something that they can learn for as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because all of our branches that we have, there are so many different opportunities for different majors,
Mhm.
even students that might be undecided about what they would like to do. So, a lot of our branches, they have aquatics, they have sports, they have membership, there's general business, there's HR, and there's health and wellness, there's camp. So, there's child development. So, people that might be interested in teaching, and then again, once you're in the Y, there's so many other different opportunities to kind of phase through spots in the organization, and you might find that there was something that you didn't think would be a great fit, but then, after having some experience in something, you just have a passion for it and you really enjoy it, and then can kind of come from that. But certainly, like any major people that are set with what they would really like
Mhm.
to do, or that might not have any opportunity, idea right now what the career path looks like, there's definitely a lot of different opportunity that way.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, because I know
Yeah.
in conversations with you in the past, we've talked about opportunities for marketing, for business, if you're in want to go into childcare, and so much more that is available at the Y in terms of a great way to get launch your career and even move up within the organization.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just had a conversation earlier today with someone that has been working with me for a little while, and we were talking about summer camp and different roles and whatnot. And come to find out, she might be a really great fit for an important position that we have here. So, it's just a matter of having different conversations with people, and you never know where it's going to go, and that's really what it's all about. So.
Absolutely, thank you. And also, what would be the best way for those who are interested in working at the Y for them to apply?
Yeah, so certainly there are some jobs that are listed on Handshake as well, but are a lot of opportunities that are on the YMCA of Pawtucket's website. But certainly, if there are people that are interested in internships or whatnot, they can feel free to contact me directly, and I can put them in contact with HR or someone at a specific branch. I think that's one of the nice things about the people that I get to work with throughout all the different locations is that I definitely have faith in a lot of my colleagues that
Mhm.
when they have conversations with people and we can make something work for anybody that is dedicated and willing to learn on the job and kind of have fun in the roles that we have. So
Mhm. Thank you. Appreciate
yeah.
that. And also, I know a lot of the jobs, they could be full-time, part-time, some might be seasonal. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. And that's just it. There's a lot of different things that can come with it. Even if it's something that starts part time, it can turn into a full time role. And if there's an internship that you think just might be for, a couple months or something like that, you might find something that it becomes a full time position. So I think that that's one of the things where myself included, when people come and they work with us and you see something in people sometimes and you know that something might be a really good fit for them. And I think that kind of goes back to the culture that we have at the Y,
Mhm.
throughout not just our association but the Y internationally, is that a lot of times the roles that people find aren't even something that's posted online because
Mhm.
it ends up happening naturally.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah.
And you just made me think too about the student athlete connection too. That might be
Yeah.
something that absolutely student athletes might be interested in too. Because I know I believe you still have sports camp. Is that right?
Yeah, we do. Yep, yep, we
Okay.
definitely do. Always trying to do sports programs. Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
I think that's just it. I had gotten an email from one of our sports directors at our Pawtucket branch the other day, and she was asking if we knew of anyone that might be interested in running some sports programs. So, just from that quick conversation, a couple different people had reached back out to her, and she was like, "Okay, great." So, yeah, I mean, it happens like that all the time.
Perfect. Thank you. And then
Yeah.
also, if students wanted to learn more about qualifications, pay range, is that located on the site as well?
Yeah, so a lot of the job postings do have like a salary range attached to them, and certainly there's some resources out there that kind of give a range generally for different types of positions within the Y, especially in our area. But if there were questions that people might have or something like that, they could certainly reach out directly as well too. So.
Awesome. Thank you. And one thing I was going to ask you that you already answered was about growth and promotion within, and you touched on that. So that was really important for us to be able to
Mhm.
capture that as well. Thank you.
No, thank you.
And also, are there training and professional development opportunities within the Y as well?
Yeah, definitely. So the why, so I've been really fortunate that I have gotten to take part in some really great trainings. I feel lucky that I have I've had an educational background myself. Like I
Hmm.
had mentioned, I have an advanced degree, but there are a lot of people in the Y and that are out there that have a lot of skills that are able to do roles, and they might only have, you know, a high school degree, or they may only have an associate's or a bachelor's degree, and that is totally fine. Sometimes it's not about people and their qualifications or their educational experience. It's about the people.
Mhm.
And there's certainly a lot of opportunities that way for development within the Y. So I've traveled, I've been to Chicago, I've been to different places in Massachusetts, Connecticut, for different trainings. You get to meet a
Nice.
lot of really great people, but there's definitely a lot of development that way. The YMCA internationally has a lot of different like certifications that you can actually get.
Mhm.
So myself, I have a team leader certification. So to get that, you have to take 5 or 6 different types of classes that are in different areas. So something that is about budgeting, HR, and leadership. General YMCA information is one of the big courses with that. So the Y is definitely invested in developing people, even though they may not have some of that extracurricular educational background.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. So it's, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, definitely. Because not every, position that you work at or every company will provide that. So to have your own certifications, that's great, and that does show that you all promote that growth from within.
Exactly, and I think that that just goes to show. I mean, the Y is a really great organization, and you know,
Mhm.
we offer financial aid for our members that might need it for different programs that we have or camps. And we know that not all of our members have some of the resources that they might need to sign up for different types of class or for swim lessons, but we certainly never turn people away, and that goes with our staffing as well too. I mean, just because people don't have some advanced degrees or they have the money that they might need to get some of that additional training doesn't mean that they won't be able to get it with the Y.
Mhm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And also, um, I know you mentioned in the beginning that you had various skills to be able to get to where you are right now. You've tried different
Yeah.
positions. Do you feel as if some of those roles have prepared you for where you are today too? And if so, if you could give an example of
Oh yeah.
certain skills, because we love to tell our students and alumni about transferable skills from one industry or job and how they're applicable to what you're doing today.
Yeah, definitely. There is a lot.
Yes.
So I had a role working at ADP, automatic data processing, with
Hmm.
payroll, and my role there was a salesperson. And you know, a lot of that will carry over into my role now, and just talking about like our membership and different benefits that we have in our programs, but also talking to parents.
Hmm.
You know, there are times where working with kids, we have some hard conversations with parents about their kids and behavior and things of that nature. So there's certainly some of that that carries over to my role. Like I said, I worked at a Boys and Girls Club, and was in Providence, and
Hmm.
definitely had dealt with some interesting and difficult situations
Hmm.
with backgrounds of kids. And, you know, always having that perspective has certainly helped me in this role. But again, I've in pretty much a lot of the roles that I've had, serving the community that you're in, and understanding that community is really huge, and that's a part of the why. And where we are in Coventry is understanding the demographic that we work with, and that really helps you as an organization, is understanding those types of that where you're at with people. So.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Thanks for that insight in terms of how students can utilize what they have to apply to what they're doing today, because sometimes it's hard to see when you're going in a different direction how things can be transferable, which is definitely the case. You just have to make sure that you take utilization and take inventory of your skills and how they can be applied to your new position. And
Yeah, definitely. And I think that that's a part of it too, is that in having relationships with people that can be mentors for you, so that
Mhm.
you can have those types of conversations, and they can help you see the forest through the trees a little bit, to say that, when you go move on from this role or whatnot, and you go to a different position, this is going to help you in that way. So certainly having those types of people, and a lot of what you do, I'm sure, in your role, and your team, is connecting with students and trying to pair them up that way with people that can benefit them, so that they can always, kind of fall back on that a little bit too.
For sure. Yeah. Mentorship
Yeah.
piece is extremely important. And I'm sure even as part of working in your position, there's aspects where you mentor, whether it's the students that or the kids that you support, and or your staff. So having that
Yes,
mentorship allows you to want to be able to grow, whether it's within a company or even outside, and using whatever skills you have to continue to grow.
of course. Yep, definitely. Hmm.
Yes. And Laura, we're really excited to talk to you too, because we know that the Y has a lot of upcoming opportunities, in terms of
Mm,
summer employment, and even like you said, all throughout the year. So we're really excited to be able to share these opportunities with our students. I know you mentioned the best way for them to find out about these opportunities are through your website, as well as there'll be some positions posted within Handshake. Um,
mhm.
and overall, would it be the YMCA of Westwood that they would look up for your information?
Yeah, so my information is right on our website. So it's the YMCA of Pawtucket. Like I said, that's where a lot of our jobs are posted. And then also my information is on our website, under the Westwood branch. So
Perfect. And would that be the best way for students to connect with you too, to connect
yeah,
via your email? Okay.
yeah, definitely. And I'm certainly more than happy to help. My first job out of college, I had gotten that job from an internship. And it came just at the time that I needed it.
Yes.
I had a professor that helped me get that. And I really believe firmly in, trying to connect with students,
Mhm.
and help them on this journey, because I know how difficult it can be at times. So
Absolutely. And we appreciate your participation in the upcoming job fair too. So thank you for
yes,
being a part of the job fair. And I'm sure
thank
you'll
you
be
for
able to make
having us.
absolutely hoping you can make some great connections with some of our students and alumni, because both are invited to the
Yes.
fair.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely, no doubt.
yeah, and Laura, just wanted to thank you for your time and being able to provide your experience and insight as to working at the YMCA. Our
No,
students and
thank you.
alumni, absolutely, very welcome. Our students and alumni are preparing for summer. A lot of them, some of them are graduating, so they're all preparing to start meeting with employers like yourself. And we know it sounds like you've had a gratifying experience in working at the Y, so we appreciate you for sharing that today.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. I really have. So anytime that I can talk about that and hopefully pass that on to, other individuals, I certainly love that opportunity. So I thank you guys.